Hello everyone, and now welcome to Game 2 in the series between SuperNova versus StarTale's Life here on Achillean Waste. SuperNova spawning as the red Terran player on the bottom right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Life spawning as the blue Zerg. Zerg versus Terran, and I am very interested to see what these players will be playing in this particular game. Now on the map Fruitland, the game was rather short as we did see a proxy barracks compared to a 10 pool. Now, two very heavily aggressive styles of play. However, SuperNova did catch his opponent off guard. Life really needed to be on the defensive end in that particular style of engagement, and because his barracks was all the way on the wrong side of the map and he did not have a front door seal, things just generally went from bad to worse for him. So far, we are seeing that SuperNova is playing a little bit more economically sound. He is building a supply depot right there, hasn't scouted out with a proxy SCV to place down a barracks somewhere else, as the overlords of Life have also chosen a very interesting flying path to make sure that there are no proxy barracks anywhere on the map. Short of building a barracks right here, there is really no way that Life would not have scouted out this proxy barracks. Meanwhile, we are taking a look at SuperNova. SuperNova has built his barracks right here at the front door. He will be following it up with another supply depot, as he also has gone for that standard 13 refinery. I am expecting to see reactor Hellion play come in from SuperNova this time around, as Life has already gone for his natural expansion. Natural expansion here right at the 10 o'clock position. He may try to go for a third base here at the 9 o'clock expansion, as we do see a extractor before a spawning pool. Interestingly enough, Life is really going to be putting a lot of focus on getting that metabolic boosted lings. We are going into an early Reaper though, so the Reaper does have a small window of opportunity to try and shoot down a fair amount of units. Let's take a look at this. Life does have 3 drones on gas, 1 Reaper now being trained, 2 more Reapers, or another Reaper should be coming in just a moment, as we are coming down to the natural expansion, and we should be seeing perhaps a command center being built here. 1 Reaper already on the move. The Reaper, the early harassment unit for Terran players, very effective at scouting out across the map. And this is one of the things that I like about the new Reaper with that faster movement speed. With that faster movement speed, he's able to scout out his opponent's base, and he doesn't have to scout out with an early SCV. By not scouting out with an early SCV, he actually has an advantage in that he doesn't need to pull a SCV off of gas in order to get a little bit ahead. You can see that a drone is going to be trying to grow up and be an extractor. Meanwhile, the Reaper is making its way off over here. We could be seeing some more Zerglings make their way down as well, as the Zerglings will be popping out. Zerglings already out on the field. You can see that the Reaper is doing its best to try to fend off all of those units there. Meanwhile, a Queen will be coming out here in just a moment. 1 drone, able to dodge that last attack right there, as the Reapers are now pulling back again. Cancellation. The Reaper should be able to regenerate those hit points, sitting at 42 over 60. There is that natural regeneration from the combat drugs, and that combat drugs will keep these 2 Reapers alive. Meanwhile, we are going into a double command center expand by SuperNova, and this is actually very aggressive. These 2 Reapers are just gonna try and place down a lot of pressure, forcing Life to train more units than he would normally like. Now, he has to be very careful though. If Life feels that he has enough units to perhaps deal a little bit of damage and do a run by here, SuperNova, even with the bunker here, will have slightly less, just because he is investing into this 3 o'clock expansion. This is pretty much a ninja expansion right underneath the nose of your opponent, just because your opponent is not going to be expecting that expansion all that early. There you go. Reapers and Marines quickly jump inside. The Marines will be able to jump inside there once more. SuperNova getting away with a little bit of luck, as Life has not scouted out that 3 o'clock position just quite yet. Overlord is off over here. Let's take a look. The Overlord still has no idea what's going on there whatsoever, as we are already upgrading to an orbital command. SO, the Overlord, it could have spotted this one group of mineral patches currently glowing, and if it did spot that, oh, the Reapers leaving the Zergling to be able to scout that out, and there goes the Zergling, but the Zergling pretty much has scouted out the opponent's expansion already. This is extremely bad news for Life, as Life does have 41 drones right now, but he cannot really keep up with the 3 mules off of these orbital commands. Siege Tank also on the high ground there, not needing the Siege Tank upgrade, or the Siege Mode upgrade, able to protect that natural expansion on the far side. You can see it pretty much covers the entire front door location here. Any Zerglings, even with Metabolic Boost, will most likely get shot. You actually need 2 packs of Zerglings to run through, 1 in the front, 1 in the back. Third base now coming in from Life. Harvester count 39 to 46. 3 mules in play, thereby giving Terran a slight economic advantage. Life combating this with a double expansion of his own, expanding behind the destructible rocks and at the 9 o'clock position. So far, this could be extremely risky for Life, as SuperNova could try to invest in a lot of drops with those Hellbats and just try and torch SCVs any which way it can. Let's take a look here, as the Zergling's now going to be running all the way back home. Medevac is ready to go. You can take a look. Double Hellbats already here. They're going to go ahead and pick up damage on those Hellbats. I do believe that there is a nerf already coming in, as yes, the nerf has not yet come into play, as the Hellbats are just finishing up all of these units here. You can see so much damage being dealt. All of those Zerglings getting torched down, as drone after drone is falling as well. The Zerglings, the Medevacs, are just really doing a lot of damage in this 1-2 combination. The Queen was taken down here, as it looks as though there was a bit of a drop. Is the drop going to be coming into play? I do believe so. Double medevac drop now coming in there, as the Hellbats trying to finish off the rest of the units here. The main base, however, taking a lot of damage. The Hellbats could try to finish all of this here. The Zerglings still getting destroyed, as more drones now making their way over. SuperNova is now significantly behind on workers after losing 13. 58 to 37, as the Hellbats once again drop into the natural expansion, only to get cleaned up. We are going into some Vikings. There is some missile turrets inside the mineral patches already. So 1 here, and I gotta believe 1 here or 2 here as well, as SuperNova is going to be very well defended against anything that Life currently has. 63 Harvesters compared to 42. This is not looking good. A small flock of Mutalisks trying to clean up the map. There is 1 siege tank right there, but with a missile turret, these units do not want to try to engage at all. Viking now making its way over, and Viking with that very strong range of 9 will push all of these Mutalisks back, as SuperNova currently sitting on about a 25 supply advantage. Much of that advantage is coming in the way of workers, 65 to 53. Also on top of that, he does have at least 1 mule in play at this point, and with 1 mule, it does mine very fast, as we are going into Thors. Thor is extremely effective against Mutalisks, and the Mutalisks, if they try to just walk in here, may just end up getting destroyed. You can see the amount of damage that a Thor does do. And there you have it, as the Vikings now being brought over. It looks as though the missile turrets and the Vikings able to push back all of these Mutalisks, and these Mutalisks are not really doing any serious damage whatsoever. Worker supply 71 to 69 now, but at this point we already see 28 army versus 75. SuperNova feels like he could just A-move with his army and come out ahead. Alright. 5 factories in play, 2 of them with reactors. We are already sitting on 3 Thors, going into a 4th and a 5th. Those additional Thors will be out in just a moment, so this will be a Thor Hellbat walk across the field. And Thor Hellbat is surprisingly effective just because of how much damage this army can absorb. The Thors absorb 400 damage before taken down. Hellbats absorb 135. And with those Hellbats and dealing 135 damage, Zerglings and even Hydralisks will seriously have some problems. There you go. There's the Thors now trying to engage. The Thors are getting in some easy shots. Level 2 weapons upgrades will be completed. And with level 2, Hellbat's going to take down many of those Banelings, but not before they get too close, as the Roaches now looking to back off. Here you go. There's the engagement. The Thors are in position. There are a lot of Thors here. The Thors are in that, I believe, the Punisher cannons, or not the Punisher cannons, just the one that deals splash damage against light units. Extremely effective. No real way to deal the bonus damage yet against everything, as we are now looking at Marines. Hellbats now just trying to fight back. 4 Thors have joined in on the fight. Banelings now trying to make their way, and that is not going to work out well, as the Hellbat is getting picked up and dropped back off fairly consistently. We can see that there is still a handful of SCVs trying to repair here. The Hellbat now trying to make its way over, and there is, I believe, the GG, yes, Life, unable to defend against SuperNova's, I guess, tier 3 push off of 3 bases. SuperNova getting extremely lucky, setting up this 3 o'clock expansion under the nose of Life. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.